What is 3D printing? Why is it such a big deal? Why does everybody seem to be talking about it all of a sudden? What can I do with it? And what's the point? Well, let's get into some of those things. Hopefully all of them, if I can remember. First off, 3D printing in its purest form is just building something out of plastic or resin layer by layer. Well, let me take that back a little bit. I would say 3D printing is building something using a machine layer by layer. I've seen houses that are being built with giant concrete 3D printers, and I've even seen food 3D printers. I don't think I like that one, but you know, somebody's out there doing it. So, and you can do a lot more than just that. I've done a previous video where I showed off these guys, which are called lithophanes. Which is basically just a picture. See if I can get my camera to focus right. It's a picture that gets 3D printed, and pretty much you just backlight it. So just kind of a cool little keepsake thing, hang around the house. Maybe stick it in the windows. That's where I had mine before I moved my whole setup. Anyways, you can print cool stuff like this. You can also print little movable figurines. You can print larger size statues. And I've even seen people building life-size statues, you know, larger than life-size stuff. But a big thing that I've used it for, and I know a lot of companies are using it for, is prototyping things. It can be a lot easier if you go through and design something to get a spool of filament and just run it through your 3D printer, and you can have, in theory, a working model for, let's call it $10 instead of a few $100s, or maybe even a few $1,000s. So there's really almost unlimited possibilities of what you can use 3D printers for. I've used 3D printers to make stuff around the house, just things that I've needed. I've used it to make stands for my computer, hold up my keyboard, things like that. You can make tables, chairs. The sky's kind of the limit. You can build machinery with it, you know, just add some components to it. But in its purest form, it's just building things layer by layer. So you're starting off at the bottom, and you can make things that intertwine together in ways that you couldn't get with something like injection molding, because you're building layer by layer instead of trying to compress everything together. So a lot of cool stuff that you can do. There's a lot of cool different filaments and things like that out there. And there's a lot of different types of machines out there. I've even seen 3D printers that can use injection molding. There's 3D printers that use CNC laser engraving, as well as the actual 3D printing function. So what's the purpose? Why is everybody so excited about it? Basically, it's giving manufacturing abilities to people that wouldn't have it otherwise. So you can go through and, you know, find fun little tchotchke toys that you can play with and, you know, make for the kids around town, maybe even set up a booth or set up a website or whatever, and make a few bucks here and there, which I've done that. And it can be fun, and it's a lot of fun to talk to people and see the kids playing with the, you know, neat little toys. You can do that. You can start going through and designing your own stuff. You can design your own toys. You can design your own models. You can build whatever you think of. You know, there's all kinds of stuff. I used to work for a firearms manufacturer and used to 3D print accessories for those. And, you know, there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do. I've got a little memory card holder here that stores all of my camera memory cards, all that stuff, and for my 3D printer and all that. So it's got slots for all different kinds of stuff. I've seen people 3D printing guitars. You can do musical instruments. I 3D print ocarinas all the time. Another big reason why people like 3D printing is it's just fun. It's a cool little hobby. You don't need to get 8 different machines like I have. You know, you can get one smaller, cheaper machine. You can get into the hobby for, let's call it $300 for everything that you need. And you can start building and designing your own stuff, you know. You technically don't even need a computer anymore. A lot of these programs have, or a lot of the manufacturers now have apps that you can use, and you can just go through, if you don't care about designing your own thing, and just pick something off of here. So look, I'm even seeing 3D printed instruments right there. Looks like ukuleles. Cube puzzle. I'm recording this. I'll just put it up on the screen here. Little tea light candle holder. Layered sculptures. And you can literally just go in here. Let me find something. This looks like it should be annoying. Okay, and we should hear this start kicking on in just a minute here. And I didn't even see how long it's going to take, but really shouldn't take too long. So, like I said, you don't even technically need a computer if you don't care about... There we go. It's already going just from working off my phone. You don't even technically need a computer anymore to do 3D printing. This machine cost $200. I got the AMS, so it's extra. For multi-print, that's a whole nother thing. You can get a single color printer, run it off your cell phone, and have fun little prints. But like I said, a lot of people like designing and doing their own thing. I think I'm going to start working a little bit more on doing design stuff. I primarily have been using Tinkercad, which is just a free program that is all online based. Looking at possibly learning Blender, teaching myself Blender. That might be a weekly thing, is just go through, teach myself some Blender, and maybe put something on here for you guys so that you can learn with me. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing. I think that I'd really like to get into doing that. Where are we going with 3D printing in the future? There's kind of no way of knowing yet. These things have improved a lot. I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and just in the last 2 years, things have changed drastically. 3D printing has been around for a while. Used to run on Weed Whacker string. So if you remember those days, you are an OG 3D printer. Nowadays, we've got this fun plastic or resin that a lot of people use, and you're just melting this layer by layer, drawing one layer at a time. That's all 3D printing is. And let's see, later in the week I will do more of a breakdown on how to get started on 3D printing. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer on how you get started with 3D printing, let me know. I have several videos on the kinds of printers that you can use that are available right now. But let me know if you want to know what's currently active, maybe see if there's anything on sale, what my recommendations for printers are, and we'll take it from there. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.